Good day, fellow WellMed colleagues. I'm Dr. George Rapier. Oh, no, I'm not. I'm Richard Manning, the Enterprise Senior Vice President for Clinic Operations. I hope you're having a fantastic day as I'm having. Today, I'm going to ask you to care about two things in particular: volunteering and giving. First, I'm going to ask you to experience the extreme satisfaction you can gain from volunteering in your community. Second, I want you to participate in the WellMed Charitable Foundation annual Give campaign. You'll learn how to get involved and how satisfying it is to make a difference. Many of you are volunteers at something sometimes, but I'm asking you to get organized in your clinics and offices and volunteer for programs that you want to accomplish in your community. I think Theodore Roosevelt once said, "People don't care how much you know until they know how much you care." WellMed has a long, proud history of service to our WellMed communities. It is key to the WellMed experience and a core value in our WellMed corporate culture. Social responsibility, or volunteering, is part of our vital signs measures, a benchmark of our success as a caring healthcare organization. Recently, we've had low participation and membership in our employee council. This is unfortunate because volunteering is a wonderful way to help us step out of ourselves and help someone in need. I'm asking for market leadership to support our Employee Volunteer Council. That's you, market leaders, department vice presidents, and department managers. First, designate a volunteer leader coordinator. This person will lead a local social responsibility team to identify community services initiatives of interest to employees in their local market. This coordinator will serve on the WellMed Employee Volunteer Council and report market initiatives. Second, we're asking for market leaders to help identify and recruit members for the local social responsibility teams in your market. When fire gutted the Wedgewood Senior Living Apartments here in San Antonio, the WellMed Charitable Foundation and our volunteers reached out. It was personal for us. 6 seniors lost their lives, and many of the residents left homeless were WellMed patients. Because the building is now closed for good, we help pay for deposits and first month's rent to help seniors move into new apartments. Volunteers assisted in assembling care packages with cleaning supplies and personal toiletries and other essentials, which were distributed at a special luncheon where seniors hugged friends and neighbors that they hadn't seen since the fire. Our WellMed volunteers were there when they were needed. Now, we need every market to provide this kind of response. For example, you could build wheelchair ramps or work at your local food bank. Reach out and enjoy the happiness volunteering provides. When I joined WellMed in 2006, Dr. Rapier tasked me with the honor of organizing the WellMed Charitable Foundation. I immediately proposed that physicians and employees get involved, and you all have responded with fantastic support and enthusiasm. Please let me describe how. Hopefully, everybody knows about our annual Give campaign to offer employees the chance to contribute to our foundation and to staff-preferred charities in each WellMed market, as well as our signature programs for family caregivers and senior centers. In our first Give campaign, we raised approximately $31,000. Last year, we raised over $288,000. This was quickly matched by WellMed, United, and Dr. Rapier for a grant total over $1 million. This is the power of a $1 becoming $4. Wow, that's math I like, and you will too. This year, we have an exciting new opportunity. We're going to ask some of you to become Give champions. This fall, Give champions will make presentations in your own markets about the Give campaign, about how funds are used to help your communities, and what their Give choices are for this coming year. This will only take a few hours per week during the September to mid-October campaign. Champions will help employees complete the online donation process, and it's not difficult. but we want to ensure that everyone understands how it works. I have a great example of a Give champion. Cindy Cornelius, Chief of Information Officer and the IT team. She challenged her management team to promote programs for the Giving campaign last year. Partnering with Renee Andrews, Vice President Network Operations and Configuration, the management teams for the 6000 Northwest Parkway building, leaders got everybody involved. Staff members circulated information flyers and coordinated activities such as Jeans Week, a chili cook-off, a bake-off, and a breakfast taco sale. They gathered donations for a silent auction. Activities that kept the staff involved in team-building activities. Work continued and employees were more relaxed, and pledged participation increased to over 40% of their building. Even employees who did not pledge took part and helped raise over $5,000 for the foundation, which was matched by United. The fund carried over to this past May when the IT department held a carnival with a dunking booth, a bouncy house, and then that event raised over $500. Using this same principle, Cindy and Renee's team raised over $3,800 for the seniors displaced by the Wedgwood fire. That was 22% of the total raised across WellMed. I'm going to close by asking you to get involved. Volunteer and identify opportunities to show we care. Register yourself in our program so that we can show United and Optum that WellMed employees care about our community. Get involved in the Give campaign for the WellMed Charitable Foundation and help put a few dollars to work to help others. Be generous. Make a simple $1 turn into $4 by working with the Give campaign. I thank you, fellow WellMed colleagues, and have a fantastic day. All that I've spoken to you about this morning and our accomplishments that we've gained to date was in the spirit of our leader. Let me now introduce to you our CEO and Chairman, Dr. George Rapier.
Hello everyone, this is Dr. George Rapier and I'd like to welcome you to my Summer of 2015 Town Hall. First, Richard, thank you so much for that introduction, and thank you for your work on behalf of the WellMed Charitable Foundation. I really encourage each of you to give what you can and to volunteer whenever you can. I guarantee you will get more out of it than you can imagine. Again, a big welcome. It's great to be here. We have gotten so large and so geographically dispersed that the only practical way to have this town hall is now by video. But it's really good to talk to all of you today. First, how's everybody doing? Well, I'm doing great, and I hope each of you is as well. Now let me warn you in advance, this is going to be a long town hall talk because I have a lot to cover. So get comfortable, take your shoes off, prop your feet up. Here we go. To get started today, I'd like to wish us all a happy birthday. On August the 1st, 1990, we started WellMed as a 3-doctor clinic on Huebner Road in San Antonio. Today, 25 years later, we have over 1,500 employed and contracted primary care doctors, thousands of specialists, and over 150,000 Medicare Advantage patients. So happy birthday to us all. Secondly, I'd like to again highlight and congratulate Dr. Castillo and the entire team and everyone that's been working on quality and stars. For calendar year 15, the plan H number 4527, which is the original Physician's Health Choice plan, it appears by our calculations that we have finally achieved 4-star rating. We won't be sure until the final results are published by CMS later this year, but we have a lot of confidence in our estimates. This is really a fantastic accomplishment, and I know this is not live, but how about a great round of applause for everybody that's helped make this possible. Great job, everybody. Now let's focus on where we are today and what we have achieved. 5 years ago, an article was published in the New Yorker magazine by Dr. Atul Gawande, who is a Harvard professor at Harvard Medical School and a nationally renowned author. He focused his story on the charging and cost abuses in the Rio Grande Valley in Texas. It was a very negative article, detailing how many of the providers in the valley seem more interested in the business of medicine and making money than in taking the best care possible of patients. Unfortunately, it was a pretty accurate article. Now, fast forward to 2 months ago. Dr. Gawande had another article published in the New Yorker. He again highlighted how our medical delivery system is fragmented, inefficient, with over-testing and unnecessary surgery. But then Dr. Gawande revisited the situation in McAllen. In the past 5 years nationally, healthcare cost inflation has been the lowest ever in the past 50 years. But something even more amazing had happened in McAllen, which 5 years ago was the poster child for excessive spending, testing, and unnecessary surgery. In McAllen, the costs have not slowed, they have dropped dramatically, to the tune of almost $3,000 per Medicare patient per year, a cost change of almost $500 million in the 5 years since Dr. Gawande first visited. Dr. Gawande states in the article, and I quote, "Trying to determine the reason for this dramatic change, I talked to doctors for months and pored over the data, and I've come to think that a major reason for this change may be a collection of primary care doctors who don't even seem to recognize the impact of what they're doing." Now, I'd like to read a few paragraphs out of Dr. Gawande's article, because I think it's really important to highlight the work we've been doing and that our physician partners in the Valley have been doing. So let me get the New Yorker. So here's the New Yorker from May of 2015. And I got to put my glasses on because I can't read without them. So bear with me. So I'm going to pick up in the middle of his article, and dedicated to WellMed is about 1.5 pages of this article. And I'm going to pick up when he starts talking about WellMed in the Rio Grande Valley. Armando Ocio is a 63-year-old family physician in McAllen. In 2009, when the article first came out, he owned no part of an imaging center or sleep testing center or hospital or any other money-making medical venture. He didn't have any procedures or tests that he made big money from. He was just a primary care doctor doing what primary care doctors do, seeing patients about every 20 or 30 minutes for about $60 a visit. That's what Medicare paid. He earned nothing like the income of specialists that Dr. Gawande had written about previously. Then later that year, officials at a large medical group called WellMed contacted Ocio. They wanted to establish a practice in McAllen catering to Medicare patients and asked whether he'd join them. WellMed had contracted with Medicare HMO plans to control their cost. Its pitch to clinicians is that if a doctor improved the quality of care, that it would save on cost, and WellMed would share those savings with the doctor in the form of bonuses. That meant that Ocio would have to see fewer patients for longer visits, but WellMed assured him that if he could show measurable quality improvements, he'd actually make more money. Needless to say, Ocio was skeptical, but he agreed to see some of WellMed's patients. When he was in training, he had been interested in geriatrics and preventive medicine. In practice, he hadn't had time to use those skills. Now he would. With WellMed's help, Ocio brought on a physician assistant and other staff to help with less complex patients. He focused on the sicker, often poorer patients, and he found that his work became more satisfying. With the bonuses for higher patient satisfaction, reducing hospital admissions, and lowering medical costs, his income went up. This was the way he wanted to practice, being rewarded for doing right rather for disheartening business of churning more and more people, doing what was right. Within a year, he had switched his practice so that he was seeing almost entirely WellMed patients. He gave me an example of one. That day, he had seen an elderly man who had taken a bad spill 2 or 3 weeks before, resulting in a contused kidney and a compression fracture of his lower spine. After a couple of days in the hospital, he had been sent home, but the pain remained unmanageable. He called Ocio's office seeking help. If the man had called 5 years ago, a receptionist would have told him that the schedule was full for days and sent him to the emergency room. There he would have waited for hours, been seen by someone who didn't know his story, been given a repeat CT and MRI scan, and then likely kept for another hospital stay. Once the doctors were sure that the situation wasn't dangerous, he would have finally been sent home with pain medicine and instructions to see his primary care doctor. Cost thousands of dollars. Now when the man called the receptionist, slotted him in to see OCO that afternoon. The doctor examined him and, being familiar with his case, determined that he had no worsening symptoms that required imaging. He counseled the patient and offered reassurance, gave him pain medication, and sent him home with a plan for the nurse to check on him the next day. Cost at most a few $100s, and the patient got swifter, better care. Now, I spent time reading this section of this article because I wanted each and every one of you to realize the impact we are already having. You, the WellMed employees and providers, and contracted primary care providers and offices, and specialty network providers and offices are having today an impact on this company, this country, and the world. But even greater things than I described are on the horizon. Many things are not visible yet, but I feel a current beginning to build, beginning to flow. Now, I could talk today about the news, about the update on the CMS final announcement and its financial impact, other key items of information, and that's what I usually do. But today, I'm not going to, because I want to talk about the next 25 years and what we have to accomplish in the next quarter century. In 25 years, we have weathered many storms, many up and down revenue cycles, many obstacles, as well as many good times. The environment we operate in has been challenging, but in the next 25 years, it will be even more of a challenge, and we must all make sure we do the planning and work to stay ahead, to stay on the cutting edge of medical delivery. We must all commit to continue improving and be able to adapt to whatever the market brings our way. We must all look for opportunities to improve what we are doing and how we do it. One answer to staying in a leadership role is called the new WellMed experience. It will be our framework to meet the changes and opportunities of the future. Well, there's a lot of confusion about the new WellMed experience, so let's start with a definition. What's an experience? One definition is knowledge or mastery of a subject gained through involvement or exposure to, like, an experienced doctor or an experienced lawyer. When I went to Wikipedia, that's the definition I got, but that wasn't really what I was looking for. So I went to Webster, and it says something personally encountered, undergone, or lived through. That's more what I was looking for, something we lived through. And I like to, because we certainly want our patients to come out alive. Something great that you and I and our patients can encounter. So what did you encounter that was really great today? So just stop for a moment and think of what great things you encountered today or this week. Think for a moment. There surely must be something great you're thankful for. So now that you've thought of it, wouldn't it be amazing if every one of our patient encounters was great? Wouldn't it be amazing if our patients' experience with us extended into the time period between encounters and between office visits and between phone calls? And wouldn't it be amazing if each and every one of your experiences was amazing every day? Well, why not? Why not? Why can't we do that? Who's stopping us? Who is stopping us? So, do you want to think up excuses or sit pat with the status quo, or will you join me in getting this done? In my last several podcasts, I've been talking about the new WellMed experience and what some of our clinics have already started doing to dramatically improve their quality, efficiency, and customer service. Today, I have asked several providers from some of our clinics to tell their stories and what it means to them and their patients. Let us see a couple of these stories.
We started this brown paper analysis back in February. We kicked it off with taping the room up with all this brown paper. We've gone through and picked out certain process steps that we've gone through from the beginning of the clinic when the patient comes in all the way through the back office. But the staff in the very beginning, they felt a little overwhelmed, just did not think this 15-minute appointment slot was going to work out very well for the clinic because it had never been done before. So what we did, we broke it down step by step, and we learned that the patients are happier because they're able to see the providers in a timely manner. The providers are able to spend a little bit more time in the room with the with the patient, and we're just going from there. First problem that the staff recognized right off the bat was that we needed to get extra staff members in here. So we were able to obtain an MA that assisted us with that. And one of the other quick fixes was our x-ray equipment. And so she was able to get a table that raised up and lowered for our elderly patients. So we wanted to make sure that we saw 3 patients in an hour. The last 15-minute was for catch-up for the providers. Through this process, we were able to capture an additional 15 minutes at the end of the hour. At the beginning of the hour, they were starting all over again with the next set of patients. It's working perfectly at this point. We do see some deficiencies still at this point, but that is if there is anything additional that the patient might need when they come into the room. I think we're doing well. I think we're doing good. The clinic is, everyone in the staff, everyone is extremely happy with the way the process is going. I just feel as though it was a great accomplishment.
Hi, I'm Dr. Jose Lopez. I'm here to talk to you about the scribe service that we started here at WellMed at Ingram. The scribes come in, they listen to the encounter. I can spend most of my time just listening to the patient, interacting with them, making eye contact, not having to look over at the computer so much. One of the biggest advantages is that I can do other work such as telephone encounters, documents, labs, even tolerating other interruptions from other providers and ER calls and things like that. Some of them are excellent where they actually start putting things in there before you even say them or before you ask them to, because they get to know you and they get to know the kind of plans that you like to do. And I think that's one of the biggest advantages. They're actually able to catch a lot more of the words that the patient actually tells you. You don't miss so many other things. I think my family's loving it. My wife is very surprised how early I'm getting home from work. And when I do have a little bit left over to do at home, I'm not completely exhausted and I'm able to take care of it a lot easier. Yeah, just the energy I think that I go home with is a lot better, and the energy I make it to the weekend with is a lot better than before.
Hello, I'm Dr. Carlos Navarro. I'm the lead physician here at WellMed at Ben White in Austin, and we're going to talk today a little bit about our experience with 4DX. So what is 4DX? 4DX is the 4 disciplines of execution, and it's based on a book. It is a precise set of rules for translating strategy into action at all levels of an organization. When done correctly, they produce extraordinary results by tapping into the desire to win that exists in all individuals. So what are the 4 disciplines of execution? Number 1, focus on the widely important goal. Number 2, act on the lead measures. Number 3, create a compelling scoreboard. And number 4, create a cadence of accountability. So the first discipline, focus on the widely important goal. Enterprise-wide, we have 2 widely important goals that were set by Dr. Rapier. 5-star in quality and 99% on focus on care. For number 2 here at Ben White, acting on the lead measures, we decided to pick focus on care, number of patients completed per week. We created a big board because we have multiple providers here at our clinic with the number of patients seen and how many were completed per week. Filling our thermometer here, percentage of patients completed, how much we have to go to 100%, and it's very simple and clear. For the third discipline, I already showed you our scoreboard for focus on care, and this is our scoreboard for the star rating. Very simple again, average star rating, the week we're in, and we plot our average star rating for all the metrics. So this was a brief overview of implementing 4DX here at Ben White. We're going to keep working on it and improving it. I hope the presentation was helpful. And as you roll it out in your clinics, please don't be afraid to share your success story, because I'm sure you'll have many.
Thanks to each of you for sharing your stories with the group. Now let me remind you that each of these teams reviewed their own processes, identified places to improve, and implemented the changes themselves. They had some help for leadership, but they did the work, and I'm proud of their successes. As we begin the new WellMed experience, it's critical that we all understand and agree with the set of principles to live by. I understand that the principles that I am going to cover in a minute are not the way we're all operating today. But I ask that you consider them, try them on, see if they fit. See if using them will make our company better. So let me present them for your consideration. Number one, our common welfare as an organization comes first. Our individual success depends upon unity. A successful me plus a successful you equals a successful us. Number two, our leadership is present to guide our progress and development and to assist us in our personal evolutionary development and to engage us in the running of the company. Debate is essential, but debate is not meant to create rule by referendum or committee or meeting. We must each take personal responsibility. Number three, we will be rigorously truthful, especially about our own shortcomings and mistakes, and be able to learn. We will continually seek progress, not perfection. It's okay to make mistakes, but unacceptable not to identify, analyze, and learn from them. Number four, by cultivating humility, we will be able to be open to the advice and counsel of others. We will be wary of overconfidence and become skilled at not knowing the answers, in seeking new ways to think and act, because the old ways will only produce the old results. Number five, we shall at all times act in harmony with the laws of the universe and human nature, and we must hold ourselves accountable for our own decisions and our own actions. Number six, each of us is here by our own choice. We will continually strive to bring an end to the suffering of our patients through compassionate care for others as well as for ourselves, and we will dedicate our best actions to this effort. Number seven, each clinic or department will develop its own plan to fulfill our mission while working in congruence and cooperation with other clinics or departments. Number eight, each clinic or department has but one primary purpose: to improve the lives of our patients, ourselves, the people we work with, our families, and friends. And number nine, we will always place these principles and personal integrity before individual gain or recognition. Now, many companies spend time on mission statements and values that get stuck on a poster on the wall and then are forever ignored. But that is not what we should do. We should examine these principles, amend them as we need to, and use them personally to set an example. So please read them, examine them, and if they fit, use them. Now let me change gears. Many of you have been trained on the 4DX methodology, the 4 disciplines methodology, for implementing change. Some of you have participated in the pilot projects of change. All of you will be participating in the change process of the new WellMed experience. For 2015, the new WellMed experience has two objectives. First, we must improve our efficiency so that we can execute excellently on quality and risk adjustment. Number two, we must improve customer service. To me, this is first and foremost about access. Access. Nothing else matters if patients cannot get into their doctor's office or cannot reach the office on the phone in a time frame that makes the patients happy. Today, we have issues. This year, we have to make significant improvement to access and to patient satisfaction. We can improve our efficiency by eliminating unproductive work or processes and can help the providers with scribes and many other ideas to make our clinics more accessible and patient-friendly. So, excellent execution of QRA, quality and risk adjustment, like the video we presented earlier by Dr. Navarro in Austin, and excellent access. That is what we must accomplish in 2015. Now, to do this, we also have to change our culture. We will be developing a culture that sweeps every member of our organization into a developmental journey in the course of doing one work every day. Every day. So, in another 5 years, on WellMed's 30th birthday, I'd like to invite Dr. Gawande back to McAllen or any of the other 25 markets WellMed will be in at that time, and take a look at what we have developed in the new WellMed experience that 500,000 Medicare Advantage patients are enjoying. I, for one, can't wait. So today I'm done. Usually at this point we show a funny slide and everyone claps, but today we're going to do something different. I want each and every one of you to turn to the people around you and first congratulate them on the job that we've all done. We're in the New Yorker magazine, we have national publicity, we're doing great things for people. Then secondly, I want each and every one of you to agree that you are going to commit to learn, to progress at work and at home. Learn and progress at work and at home. I commit to help you. I commit to help you do this. So that's all for today. I want to thank each and every one of you, and God bless.